voiceless. People get killed for other stupid choices. Standing up for the families that took a loss. This something that we find important. Rap game strong, chest up. Little homie, keep your head up. You can be whatever you want. Get rid of the fake and it will lead up. All my life I strive for greatness. I'm manifesting my time with patience. People try to copy us, but respect is earned. It's not an obligation. I love the fam and they love me back, and that's why I always have it back. So I give a voice to those people who would never.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Saturday, welcome. I need to get this shit out of me. Where the heck is the cough drops? I'll find one in a minute. Ricola! What's going on, though? What's going on, Camilla? Camilla says, I don't know what footage he have seen, but yes, I am sorry to say the 1122 King Road is a crime scene. Absolutely, it's a crime scene. I mean, 4 lives were lost there. 4 lives were definitely lost there. I hope everyone is well. What is True says? Beth D, what's going on? I don't believe that's Brian. Okay. You don't believe that's Brian? Make sure as you guys are coming in, you hit that like button so people get the notification. Sometimes people they're probably not even going to get it. But anyway, just hit that like button as you're coming in and let's talk about it. Because yesterday I was live over on JLR's page with him, or actually last night, and we were specifically talking about, the case, right? And I said, I think Steve will take to social media. I think the Goncalves family is very vocal, and that's what we got. And we're going to watch that here in a second. I want to wait for, to fill up a little bit, everybody to come on in so you can see this. Uncle Slick 999, what's going on, man? It's nice to see you. Nice to see you. Angelica, the other Aaron, American Dreamer, Kathleen, what's going on? Kathleen Valerio. Is that how you say it? Valerio? Or yeah, I want to say Valerio. I mean, you can say it a couple different ways. Rhonda said my favorite channel. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. Thank you. And we are going to go over this in 1 second. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Much love to all of you. What's going on, beautiful messy ball? Victoria Rose. Thank you. Bethy, the new car footage isn't him, T. The new car. What? The new car footage? What do you mean the new? Are you talking about Linda Lane? What do you mean new car footage? Elaborate on that for me a little bit. Who was that? Beth that said that? Okay, I see it. Yeah, it's Beth. Allegedly, LB, what's going on? Hi, so happy to finally catch you live and not on replay. Well, I'm glad you're here live too, so we could, talk about it. I got a little bit of time to come on. It is Athena's birthday, and everybody is sick around here, including myself. I mean, I probably feel the best out of everybody because I don't have a fever. I just have phlegm and cough, etc. Chest hurts a little bit. But I feel like I'm getting better. My stomach hurts though. Doc Terry, what's going on? Welcome. It's nice to see you, Doc Terry. Zonia Price says, I love it when you and JLR team up. Yeah, we're working on several different things. And you guys will see as time comes. 4 innocent, beautiful souls were lost there. So sad. So now that everybody is coming in, as you're coming in again, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, turn on the notification bell. A lot of people say they're not getting my notifications. This is what you need to do to fix it. There is multiple different ways. Unsubscribe, resubscribe, turn on the bell, hit all. If you leave it as personalized, you won't get them. But if you turn on the bell and hit all, most likely you will get those notifications. So I do want to let you guys know that. Lisa, what's going on? Lady P in the building. Maria, what's going on? Good afternoon to you too. Yeah, what new car footage? Where's the new car footage? Send that over. We want to analyze that. Happy birthday to her, Trevor. I'll let her know. I know a lot of you have already told me that. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Ali. I'll let her know. AJ, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you. I had the cough. Yeah, that's me. I had this crazy cough for weeks, right? Crazy. I like that name, Speculation Station. Love it. That's a fire name. Tree Baby Tennessee. Hey, T-REV, good to see you. It's nice to see you too, Tree Baby. Nice to see you too for all these, or actually a whole entire year. Candy Rapper, aka Valdis, tell Athena happy birthday. I will let her know you said happy birthday. I will definitely let her know. YouTube knocked all of my notifications out, says Dana Lynn. Well, to fix it, you got to unsubscribe, resubscribe. But I do it after unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then turn on all, and then it'll work. That's what fixed it for me for some channels that I watch, because I wasn't getting notifications for some channels that I watch and look out for. Thank you for running during the day, T. No problem, Beth. No problem. And check your subscription and notifications. Wasn't getting notifications, and YouTube unsigned me, even though I'm a member.
Oh my God.
That's called effery, but it's all good. Let's jump into this. I'm gonna start it up now. Let's get into it. Listen to what Steve says right here, because when I was on JLR's last night, I said specifically, word for word, I wouldn't be surprised if Steve or the Goncalves family takes to the media, and I'm glad that they did. Make sure that you hit ! Idaho 4 in the chat to share the petition. Share the petition on all platforms. Make sure the petition gets out there. Will it make a difference? Maybe, maybe not. But it's the thought that counts, right? Let me share this link to Twitter too. Make sure you. All right. Maybe I can get what's the name on the phone too. All right.
I am joined now live by
Here
Steve
we go.
Goncalves. He is the father of one of the 4 students killed, Kaylee Goncalves. Steve, thank you for being on tonight. Just your reaction to getting this news. Was this a surprise, hearing that there's a date scheduled and it is December 28th?
Yeah, I was surprised that we're at a moment in the case that we don't even have a trial date. We've had a trial date for almost the vast majority once they had a suspect. So we don't have a trial date, but we have a date to have, largely the biggest piece of evidence being destroyed, which just seems backwards,
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear what he said? The largest piece of evidence is being destroyed. Just wait. I mean, I know a lot of you probably seen this interview, and maybe some of you haven't. But listen to the specific words that he uses in this.
So I would have expected that something this monumental would have been discussed behind the scenes, that your lawyer, Shannon Gray, would have been in conversations at least to give you guys, enough time to process this. And it sounds like that's not the case. You didn't get much time, different than the time that we got in terms of this announcement.
No. And I kind of take this as from a perspective of that my opinion's not important as a parent. That's not it. What is important
You're welcome,
is
Tree Baby.
the lead investigators at the county, state, and federal level, and it is to my knowledge that they are not in all agreement.
And so they're like, okay, like I get some families are on board with the house being, demolished, right? But it's a crucial piece of evidence. And we said this last night, and we talked about it on JLR's channel when I was live and a guest over there last night. It's what do you, this stinks. What are you guys trying? Why are you guys trying to get rid of this house? We get a date to demolish. Just imagine how some of these families feel. Now, I know some are on board with the house being demolished, but just imagine you got a date to demolish a house. In this case, hasn't even been heard in court yet. For as far as trial. So we got a date to demolish a house, but we don't even have a court date for Brian Kohlberger. Like it's crazy.
Bing bang.
And we tried to get them to all come in agreement and address, come out with a formal statement. So if they can't all agree, I find it very hard for the parents to all agree. We're all trying to get through this the best way we can. I want to be absolutely respectful to every single one of the parents. I understand that this has to go down, and I'm not going to fight it forever. And I want to be careful what I fight, because this is a losing battle. But
well, it's a long battle as well, as we've come to understand. That brings me to the issue of Mrs. Chapin. Ethan Chapin's mom, Stacy, has given that statement to me, saying that we're okay with this at this point. We agree with the university.
So I guess News Nation had talked to Stacy, and she's completely fine with it. What's going on, Nancy Popkins? Nancy Popkins in the building. Angelica 1411. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on what Steve says in this video? You are my favorite. Love. I really appreciate who you are. Thank you, Sweet Pea. I really appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. Wicked, what's going on? They should keep the house until the end of trial, as well as BK's apartment. Agreed. I made a live finally. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Hashtag FTA for the algorithm. Share. Coming on for a little bit, and I'm gonna take a couple phone calls. I can't be on that long, but I wanted to show my face. I wasn't even gonna go live this weekend, but because it's Athena's birthday and all. But I was like, you know what? I had the itch. I had to come on. After seeing this video, I got pumped up. I'm in Discord and I'm talking to people DMing about this, and I'm just like, I gotta come on here and talk to you guys about this. I got to.
We think it's in the best interest of the kids who are there, including her 2 kids and the community as a whole.
I missed what he said. You want me to run it back?
Losing battle, but
well, it's a long battle as well, as we've come to understand. That brings me to the issue of Mrs. Chapin. Ethan Chapin's mom, Stacy, has given that statement to me, saying that, we're okay with this at this point. We agree with the university. We think it's in the best interest of the kids who are there, including her 2 kids and the community as a whole. What are your thoughts about that?
I totally respect it. I get it. I have leaked footage. I've seen things that they may have not seen. I know for a fact the path.
Boom. Did you hear that? I mean, that part right there is important.
Footage. Again, I have it.
Again, I seen things that they may not have seen. So Steve Goncalves is simply saying that he's seen things that they may not have seen. That back again.
It's in the best interest of the kids who are there, including her 2 kids and the community as a whole. What are your thoughts about that?
I totally respect it. I get it. I have leaked footage. I've seen things that they may have not seen. I know for a fact the path that this white salon, this car took. And people are going to wonder what he was doing when he parks in certain locations for extended amount of time. What was he looking at? I want to know what he was looking at. And I don't know how you... And people are going to wonder what he was doing when he parks in certain locations for extended amount of time. What was he...
Okay. Boom.
Bing bang.
Boom. He said, I mean, we got to listen to the man himself.
What he was doing when he parked this car took. And people are going to wonder what he was doing this white salon, this car took. And people are going to wonder what he was doing when he parks in certain locations for extended amount of time. What was he looking at?
Right. Exactly.
I want to know what he was looking at.
Yeah. Why was he over there? Why was he parked there? I'm with you, Steve. What was he looking at? Right? And what if the jurors want to go stand around and look through these windows and see what they can see? You know what I mean? Maybe they want to go out there with binoculars or something to see what they can see inside of this house from different angles. It's totally a bad idea. And if the fact that they're doing that is absolutely insane, and people can go, well, they cleaned the scene and there might not be evidence. Well, guess what? There's angles and there's sounds. I'm just saying. Thomas says if Steve G is against it, not follow for and follow for an injunction he has standing. Right. I think they might go back on this. Unravel says, was BK there all day that day? That's kind of the way he said it, right? Like if you listen back to the way that Steve said it in here, he talks about it being that day, right? What's going on, Texas teacher? Nice. I thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. Thank you. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button as you're coming in. I will open again. I'm going to open up the phone lines for a little bit right after we finish watching this video. And I want to hear from some of you. And if we don't get any call-ins, then I'm going to just get off because I know it's Athena's birthday. But I do want to hear from some of you guys before I get off here. So have, your thoughts or whatever. If you're going to call in, get ready to call in. Get your thoughts ready and what you got to say. BK was parking close enough to the house to see it many times as he drove around that night, says Rowing Now, BK's fake alibi.
Oh, my God.
Mayors tarot topics. It says, I've been pushing your petition and post and tagging other creators. Thanks for taking action. Most sadly, you're not. Sign it, please. Thank you for doing that, Mayas. I really do appreciate you sharing it. And if you guys have signed the petition or you have Twitter, Facebook, or any of those platforms, please do share the petition. You know, Steve and some of these family members don't want the house to go down, and some do, right? But we do got to understand that this house is a crucial piece of evidence in many aspects. And it could be contaminated, it could be chemicals and all that. It's still a crucial piece of evidence. And I feel like, you know, without that during trial, it'll feel totally different. Knowing the house is gone, right? It'll just feel different. Sign. Thank you, Fat Cat. I appreciate that.
I've seen things that they may have not seen.
There we go.
I know for a fact the path that this white salon, this car took. And people are going to wonder what he was doing when he parks in certain locations for extended amount of time. What was he looking at? I want to know what he was looking at. And I don't know how you can see what this man was looking at without the house being there. What windows was
See? I don't, and that's a great point.
Looking at without the house being there. I want to know what he was looking at. And I don't know how you can see what this man was looking at
exactly
without the house being there. What windows was he peering into? Why did he pick that location to stop at? Why did he keep going back to these certain locations? And I don't know about the other 12 or 13 times that he was there. I just know of the day that this happened in the footage that was given to me.
Yes, Michael Wimmer, I mean, that's what he's completely saying right here. He's saying that he's seen leaked footage, and how is Brian Kohlberger going to explain his vehicle being there that day? This is not including the 13 times, right? So you'll hear him say that. This is not including the other 12 to 13 times. Steve G is saying, hey, I've seen other leaked footage that they probably have it, and it's important that we keep this house up. Yes, he just said he's not gonna, you know, he doesn't want to fight it forever, but till after trial is being transparent.
So I'm gonna do what's best for my girl.
Welcome.
I'm gonna protect her. I'm gonna weigh on the side of what's best for her and making sure that I'm not going to let something slip through our hands that I could have said something.
How you doing, Scott?
But I do understand it has to go.
So again, there he says he understands that the house has to go, but you know, those angles, it's a great point that he made. Those angles and the places that he parked. So it's obvious that there's some footage out there that shows that he parked in certain places, because the way that Steve worded that, and I you know, I'm speculating, and hopefully I'm not wrong, but the way that I'm hearing it from Steve is, hey, I've seen, you know, leaked footage that they probably haven't, and there's going to need to be explanations of why he parked at these certain places and was there for a period of time. Right? That's what I'm getting, and that's what I'm hearing from Steve right now, and it's actually breaking news to me. Not really, but because I already knew he would be caught on camera. I called this out from the beginning.
That's for her, and making sure that I'm not going to let something slip through our hands that I could have said something. But I do understand it has to go.
I have this question for you because up until now I hadn't really contemplated this, but do you think it's at all possible that the prosecution is so confident about their case, they're not worried at all about the house standing?
I've been told that exactly.
Hey,
I've been told 100%.
Nice to see you.
The amount of stuff we have, Steve, relax. You know, you're a very aggressive.
Hold up.
100%.
They're not worried at all. Is so confident about their case.
No. I need to hear this again.
Really contemplated this, but do you think it's at all possible that the prosecution is so confident about their case, they're not worried at all about the house standing?
I've been told that exactly. I've been told 100%. The amount of stuff we have, Steve, relax. You know, you're a very aggressive a father. Relax. But it's not in my character to just sit back and just know that an opportunity isn't being seized upon. And I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't live with myself if later on, something happened and a jury member said, you know what, it really came down to the fact that I couldn't see firsthand. They told us the ideal jury member was someone who had thousands of acres and had no time to watch TV. He was out on the farm. Well, I don't feel like that kind of guy is going to see the footage that I seen and not want to understand what was going on in the house. And a computer program is going to mean nothing to that farmer. Almost zero value in a computer model to a farmer like that.
I want to dovetail off.
I mean, he's really let's go back and hear that again. Let me read some of these too. Gene, what's going on, Gene? Wow, 12 or 13 times BK was there. Yes, and he's specifically talking about the day of, right? The way that he says it, because he's saying the day of. Just signed, go sign. It only takes a second. Keep that house up until the trial is over. Sunshine and Rain says that layout of house is very unique. Even looking at the realtor pics, it's difficult to imagine. The Black Thorn, doing good. Doing good. I signed it. Thank you so much for signing this, Sweet Pea. We appreciate it. Again, it's a community effort. It's a community effort. As soon as I seen that they were demolishing this house on December 28th, I jumped the gun and made a petition early in the morning, probably 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, and had it up. And thank you guys for sharing it and signing it and sending it around. It helps. It helps. And I'm glad that Steve took to the media too. It helps. I signed and shared. Thank you, Carrie. Platform, nice catch. Another live T-REVs, but still no notification. That's crazy.
Exactly. I've been told 100%. The amount of stuff we have, Steve.
Well, like Patricia said, they want it gone to cover up so much more evidence against others that could have known something, or maybe something being covered up higher up, just speculation. Yeah, Patricia, there's a lot of people that think that. And I think it's weird too that they're knocking this house down. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta be fully honest about how I feel with them knocking this house down. I feel that one, the prosecution feels like, hey, we got this guy. We think this is a slam dunk case, but I don't think you should ever look at any case as a slam dunk case, right? Especially destroying one of the biggest pieces of evidence in the whole entire case, which is the 1122 King Road house itself. That's not including the camera footage and other things that they have, the DNA under the sheath. We don't even know if they have other DNA of Brian Kohlberger. It's so, on the low. Everything is so sealed in this case. But for the fact that they are tearing it down is either showing me, hey, one, they think they got a slam dunk, or two, they're hiding something. That's how I feel. I think it's fishy. I think it's fishy that if they tear this house down, I won't ever not feel like it wasn't fishy. I don't think I'll ever feel like it wasn't fishy. It's fishy that this house has a date to be demolished before there's a trial date. That's just absolutely insane.
Relax. You're a very aggressive a father. Relax. But it's not in my character to just sit back and just know that an opportunity isn't being seized upon. And I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't live with myself if later on, something happened and a jury member said, you know what, it really came down to the fact that I couldn't see firsthand. They told us the ideal jury member was someone who had thousands of acres and had no time to watch TV. He was out on the farm. Well, I don't feel like that kind of guy is going to see the footage that I seen and not want to understand what was going on in the house. And a computer program is going to mean nothing to that farmer. Almost zero value in a computer model to a farmer like that.
I want to dovetail off something you just said, and that is that they've told you that, Steve, the amount of stuff we have, relax. Are you referring to like victims advocates or people actually in the know of the case, that they have such a solid case that you should rest easy?
Because I've made myself vocal, people have reached out to me, and some of those people have just said that if what I know is accurate, Steve, there's a massive amount of information.
It's from what I'm understanding, CKI, and what I gathered from a few people that I've talked to, is that it's the university pushing for it for the next semester. It's about to come up. You have Ethan's brother and the sister. They go to the college, and I guess it's just like a memory. But I feel like no matter what, if that house is there or not, it's always gonna be. You're always gonna think of that, right? That house disappearing is not gonna take away for the fact that that is the land where you lost your family members, right? Exactly. They are not worried, says Mayhem and Miracles. I feel like they're not worried. Wrong. You relax when it's over. Meg says they should keep the house until trial is over. Stargazer says, I'm surprised the judge hasn't put a gag order on Steve. He's been giving out a lot of info that needs to be withheld until the trial. I mean, I guess talking about, like, if you want to look at it that way, I guess talking about seeing leaked footage in a vehicle being parked in certain spots, because I don't think we've seen any leaked footage with a vehicle being parked, right? The Linda Lane footage doesn't show us specifically Koberger parking, and you can't tell. I mean, you can see it. I can clearly see that vehicle's white that drives on that Linda Lane footage, and I sure don't know if it's authentic or not. But Steve is talking about in this interview leaked footage that he's seen that possibly other family members haven't seen. And that's the reason why he thinks the house should stand until after trial. It's just not normal. You said it's just not normal to not preserve it until after trial. That's what I'm saying. So why? I don't know. I feel like knocking this house down it just gives the defense. It gives the defense an upper hand. It may sound weird, but I feel like it gives them an upper hand, especially if jurors want to say, if jurors come out and like, well, damn, I should have, we want to go there. We want to look. Oh, well, we can't because the house is demolished, right? Mark Hayes says they'll never be able to visit with their children died again. It'll just be a big mound of dirt. Okay. Jill says, I can't wait for the trial to begin, if ever. Alicia says, if I was a juror, I would want to see the house. Missy J says, I think any farmer will know better, disqualified from being on the jury. Will know better. Or will know better? Oh, I get what I think I know what you were trying to say. Shammy says, hey, T-REV in chat. What's going on, Shammy? Welcome. Welcome. Tammy, what's going on? Hi, T-REV and everyone. Let me scroll down a little bit. Make sure I ain't miss anybody's comments. Okay, I didn't. Let's go.
There's a massive amount of information.
Tunnels? Yeah.
This case will open up other investigators to know that there's a whole nother level of data being collected on people, and some of that will come out in this case.
Thank you for watching.
All right, so after listening to this video and seeing and hearing, or seeing and hearing what Steve said about, he's basically saying Koberger was seen on camera. He was seen multiple times. He parked in multiple different places for extended amount of time, or extended period of time. He parked in these places, and that's what pretty much he said in this video. He's seen leaked footage. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on the house being demolished, set to be demolished on December 28th. And about what Steve said. If you want to call in 219-885-9693, I will be waiting to take a couple phone calls. I will give everybody 5 minutes. I got time to take a couple phone calls. I definitely want to hear from you guys and hear what your thoughts are. You said I apologize, but this whole thing is weird, Tammy says. Rubby Slipper says it's money. College made Dieter enrollment. Deanna says, trust me, any local jurors will seek justice in this case. They will seek the truth. Vauda says it could be devastating to the case and could re-traumatize the family members. 423, you're all with me. What's going on? You're live.
Hey, this is Doug from Tennessee.
What's going on, my brother? How you doing today?
If they tear the house down, they tear the house down.
Okay.
But what kills me what gets me is this man has been convicted already by the public without a trial, and it's ridiculous. The man is innocent until proven guilty.
Keep talking.
And if people keep saying he's guilty, everybody's going to think he's guilty. And that's just like the Delphi murder. This man has been put in prison and they've never been convicted. That is wrong. They should never, ever say that. People should never be allowed to say he is guilty until the trial date's over.
Okay. So you think it should be against the law to have an opinion?
No, not an opinion. To say he's guilty.
I get it.
This should be wrong.
Right?
And defamation of, that's defamation of character to him. If he's proven innocent, that he didn't do it, just like, I mean, think about it. Look what happened to Rudy Giuliani. He got $140 something million because he said something about someone. I mean, the dude, I cannot imagine one man doing 4 people in 8 minutes.
Yes, sir.
I cannot believe that in no way, shape, form.
Right,
in two levels of a house, and nobody hears nothing. There's no possible way. You could live in a mansion and somebody's going to scream.
Right.
And to demolish that house, that means you will not be able to see that this girl was 15 feet and didn't hear nothing. You could just say she was 15 feet. Right, but if people seen, if they seen, well, they were upstairs up here. Well, that took a few minutes to go upstairs. And then you got to come downstairs and finish off 2 people. People just don't realize how much it takes to take somebody's life. It ain't like a gun.
Right.
This was personal. This is personal. This took a few minutes, each person. And I mean, the rumors going around that one of them got stabbed 51 times. Have you ever took a knife and stabbed a pumpkin 51 times? I bet you'd be out of breath. Just a pumpkin. Stab it 51 times, and you will be breathing so hard you won't be able to do it. You couldn't do another 3 people.
So I get what you're saying too, and you're saying that there just needs to be more transparency, and people need to wait until trial to look at the evidence before saying, "Hey, he's guilty." So that's what
right.
That's what you're coming across. That's what I'm getting from you, and I respect.
That's
it. I have my opinions. You've heard me have my opinions, but I respect your opinion also, and I think that it's valuable. I think that you have a good point, but I don't know. I can't help but think after when I look through these documents that it's aiming towards the right person. So I want to see what happens in trial. I want to see what other evidence they have against him. That's why I say if demolishing this house might be the biggest mistake and a win for the defense.
Yeah. But you cannot murder 4 people with that much blood and not take some with you. You just think, I don't care if you got a wetsuit on, a skin tight suit, a swimming suit, you're going to get some blood on you. It just don't happen that way. You're not going to be stamping around in a bunch of blood and not get it on you. You can't do it.
I think the same thing. I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
And I mean, I hunt deer. I hunt deer, and I have cut a deer up in there all my life. And I'm telling you, there's blood all over me when I get done.
So you're an avid
you just
hunter.
Can't hurt.
You're an avid hunter,
right?
Okay.
And you cannot stab to something, cut something up, and not get no blood on you. Not a living human being, too. Anyhow, there's a difference in a deer and a human. Because if you're doing a human with a knife, every time his heart beats, you know what happens. If you got a hole in that, every time your heart beats, the blood squirts.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's unbelievable, but I'm waiting to see what happens. And if he is not guilty, everybody should be apologizing
Shit, if
to the
he
man.
is not guilty, I'd be the first person to apologize. But we, I stand behind the victims, right? I stand behind their families, and I want to see if this is the guy. I want to see if the evidence leads to it. And so far, it does for me. You got the phone page. You got him. You got Steve on here saying specifically that he's seen leaked footage of his vehicle parked, allegedly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What was
allegedly.
he doing? What was he doing? That's what I want to know. I mean, there's a lot of things that we don't know.
You want me to tell you what I think he was doing?
Let's hear it.
DOPE.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get it.
That's the only connection he had with that house.
Mm. And where you calling in from again? You said your name was Doug, right?
Doug from Tennessee.
Doug from Tennessee. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much for being respectful and just being a voice in the community and speaking about how you feel. Thank you so much, brother. God bless you and your family.
Yep.
And I hope you guys have a beautiful holiday, sir.
You have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Doug, I appreciate it. Lock your doors, too, while you're at it. 219-885-9693. What is your thoughts and opinions on them demolishing this house on December 28th, and also on what Steve said in this interview about seeing Kohlberger on camera parked, stopped several times? 615, you're live. What's going on? 615, you're live. Can you hear me? 732, I'm on with you. What's going on?
It's beautiful, messy ball.
Beautiful, messy ball. Talk to me. 5 minutes. The floor is yours. Speak your mind.
Oh, my God. So it's no secret that I'm so on the fence with this case, and I think almost anything is a possibility. Of course, he is innocent until proven guilty. And there is a difference between saying, I think he's guilty, and he's guilty in a court of law and in terms of a defamation case. That said, when you say something, obviously it's your opinion and it's your thoughts. So when you say he's guilty, obviously that's your opinion, and that's saying you think he's guilty. If you're a celebrity, a high-profile person, and you say he's guilty, it's different than the average person saying he's guilty. So it's a lot of semantics and legal terminology, but let's get off that horse. No secret, I am so on the fence about this because there is so much we do not know because of the gag order. And we just won't know until trial, and hopefully Judge keeps his word in terms of the cameras, and we get transparency. The tearing down of the house is heartbreaking to me because there is nothing like seeing things in real time and in the real. Right. They did the 3D scans, but they did the 3D scans before, and they said that was enough. But all of a sudden there's new technology, and these new 3D scans are better than the old 3D scans. Well, I thought the 3D scans that they did initially were the best and were good enough. Obviously something changed that makes these new ones better. So obviously things change and technology can be improved. Given all that, technology is never 100%. You're never going to see things the same as if you were there. And even seeing things the same as if you were there, you're never going to see them the same as if you were there that night. You're never going to, the 3D scans are not going to let the jury hear things the way that they would even, and yes, of course, the scene has changed because they've removed things, but just walking around that area with the house there, seeing how he allegedly stalked them and looked in the windows you're never going to get that experience. And going back to the Murdaugh trial, to those of you who watched it, the jury did not make, a lot of the jurors said they did not make up their mind until they went on the jury view, which was the very last thing that they did in trial.
Mm.
Jury views are so important in a lot of cases. There are a number of juries from the Murdaugh trial who said going to see the crime scene was what changed their mind, or not necessarily changed their mind, but made it click in their head and was the deciding factor for them.
Right.
So tearing down this house, it's especially, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place.
That's
but
okay.
The way that area is laid out is so unique. Like, just from the interviews with people from that area and the body cam footage, it almost formed like a fishbowl or an amphitheater type of environment where things echoed. You could see things differently depending on where you were. So based on the probable cause affidavit and what they say he did and his movements, you want to be able to see that in real time and see what he saw, hear what they're saying was heard in the audio that they're going to play. And yeah, you look at the 3D scans, they're not going, they can be manipulated. Anything digital can't be taken as fact anymore because it can all be manipulated. Even if you go to film can be manipulated.
Keep talking, because you're speaking facts.
I mean, my first degree and my first love in education was photography. And this was before the day of digital photography. And the things that I could do in a dark room before we were utilizing computers, you could manipulate film and photography. So it's important to recognize that even though things are on camera, you can't even always trust that 100%. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't trust what we see on video and what we see on film with, that we shouldn't ever trust it. But we should always take it with a grain of salt because it can be manipulated.
Yeah. And that's why I said I with the Linda Lane footage, if it's real, that's why I always say if it's real.
If it's real, right. Because and that's the other thing, like, we go back to the very beginning and Jonathan Morris and the deep fake audio.
Yep.
We've been fooled before.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Or some of us have been, some have been fooled before.
Yeah, but you're right.
Some of us didn't fall for it.
You're right, though. You're right. Some of us were fooled. I was fooled. So
I mean, I always take everything with a grain of salt, and everybody calls me a conspiracy theorist, but I look at facts and I look at evidence, and it's hard sometimes to parse through what is evidence, and a lot of people don't understand the difference between direct evidence and circumstantial evidence, and people think that forensics are direct evidence and video is circumstantial evidence and eyewitness is circumstantial evidence. It's the opposite. Forensic evidence is actually circumstantial evidence. Eyewitness testimony and digital evidence, seeing something, is what's considered direct evidence. When someone is directly there and witnessed it, that's direct evidence. Forensic evidence is circumstantial evidence because it circumstantially puts somebody at the scene of a crime. But we just know that that item connects them to the scene. We don't know that they were actually there with that item.
Right.
For example, the sheath has his DNA on it. He likely touched that sheath, but did he touch that sheath at the time that it was left at the scene? We don't know that.
Right.
And I'm probably over my time, but I don't want to take away from other people because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not greedy and I'm not an attention seeker. But it's just and I've said it in chat before and people have disagreed with me, DNA evidence is science, yes. And DNA doesn't lie, but DNA can mislead in so much as, yes, DNA links a person to something, but we don't always know how that DNA got there, because we do know that DNA is touched DNA. Now, we don't know if it's transfer DNA or if he actually touched the item. And I'm not saying he's not guilty. I'm not saying he's guilty. And we've talked before about this a lot. I'm very on the fence, and I'm craving more information because I want to know the truth. And it again with the and I don't like to compare the two cases because they are very different cases. But the Richard Allen case, so much is coming out now that with the corruption in that case, that there's such evidence of corruption.
Well, my thing with this one is that, and with them tearing the house down, etc. It is super weird. It's very weird, right? That they're gonna go through.
Why do you want to Sorry, I'm cutting you off. Why do you want to destroy it?
Yeah, exactly. And I do want to know that. I want to know why. I think that it's super sus that they're gonna destroy. I think it's super sus that there's a date to destroy this house before there's even a trial date. And the fact that Steve is sitting here saying, I've seen leaked footage, and I think that the jurors would want to be able to see from these angles what you could see in the house or anything like that. And with him saying that, what leaked footage have we seen where there's an Elantra parked by the house?
Right.
None. We haven't seen any footage of Kohberger be or parked or anything by the house. The only footage that we've seen that could possibly be Kohberger is the Linda Lane footage. Possibly.
Right.
And I don't trust that until it's verified.
Right. And that's the thing is he may, and from what we know, or what we think we know, because we don't know, the Linda Lane footage, I don't know if you watched Sleuthy Goosey's piece on the Linda Lane footage and how that got out, or allegedly got out. But that's a whole nother, because somebody approached her with that footage before it was leaked, allegedly. So, and her telling of that footage and how it got out is really suspicious. So I just have so many questions, and that's why this case has gotten so much attention.
Right.
Is because there's so many unanswered questions, and part of that is the gag order.
Yep, that's a fact.
And part of it's that it's for young people who were just home at night and, went out for a night of partying and were killed. But then, there are other cases where young people are killed all the time. And there's just a lot of weird circumstances in this case that, and then the Eugene Elantra. There's just so many weird, and the connections with that.
Do you remember the guy that came live on the channel here with like right on the, he was at the that Elantra
vaguely
live on stream. This guy, right? This live on stream, this guy
and got the VIN number, right?
Yeah, he was right. Like he jumped on panel like live at the scene on that Elantra. And
yeah, I don't think I caught it live, but I remember it right afterwards catching it.
It was very it was I thought we had something there, to be honest with you, but it ended up
I mean, there's just so many like weird, suspicious parts of this case that, and could it be that us true crime sleuths, for lack of a better term, are making connections that aren't there? That's also a possibility.
Right.
You know, that we're seeing things that, and making connections that aren't there and finding it suspicious. But part of that is the fault of the gag order.
Right.
And the prosecution for misleading us in some ways and lying to us in other ways, because, I mean, they've been caught in lies. So it's, I mean, the other thing people have to understand is law enforcement is under no obligation to tell the public the truth. The only time that they're obligated to tell the truth is in court filings.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's some pretty stuff. I appreciate you calling in, beautiful messy, but I know you got a lot on your mind, and
yeah, and I know I'm way over my time. So.
It's cool though. I like, it's good points you were making. So, and I appreciate you calling in and being a voice in the community, and hopefully you continue to do that, because what you just said was, even though I like some of it, I'm like not getting right. Like the prosecution has lied multiple times. I'm not getting that, but you made a lot of friggin' really good points.
I'm not saying the prosecution has lied.
Okay,
the prosecution, I don't know that the prosecution has lied, but law enforcement, I think, has lied to us.
Okay.
And there's a difference.
I get that. Makes sense.
In terms of like the statements that they've made publicly, the prosecution hasn't. I don't think the prosecution has lied, but law enforcement is under no obligation to tell us the truth. They can, like, when they have come out and said, that they don't know who did it. I think they knew before they told us they knew, and that they didn't have any leads. They were not necessarily intentionally lying, but definitely misleading us. No, I don't think the prosecution lied. Let me just clarify that.
Okay.
But law enforcement is under no obligation to tell the public the truth. They can lie to protect the integrity of their investigation. That's what I was trying to say.
I got you. That makes
the prosecution is a different story. They have to tell the truth in court filings, and they can't. And I don't want to keep running going over my time. No. So I want to be respectful to the chat and other people.
You're good. Thank you, beautiful messy ball. I appreciate you calling in. I can't wait to hear from you again. Please lock your doors. Stay safe.
Always.
And happy holidays to you and your family.
And happy birthday to your fiance wife.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll let her know you said
all right.
That too. Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
I appreciate her calling in. 219-885-9693. Yes, she did go over the time. And maybe I should have cut her off. But she was saying some stuff, She had a lot on her mind. And I like to let people get that off. I like to get shit off their mind. 207 sent from heaven. What's going on? You're live.
Hey, boss.
How you doing? What's
What's
going on, blunt bitch?
Hey, bitch.
Blunt bitch is your name, so
I know.
I'm Blunt Bitch Jr. What's going on? Talk to me now.
Well, I want want to take it from a human standpoint to start off. Because for me, like, I have a real problem with people saying that, Steve shouldn't be saying this and Steve shouldn't be saying that. And as far as I'm concerned, when he talks and when Chrissy talks and when Stacy talks and you see them, you can see the tears in their eyes. You can feel the pain in their voices.
Mm-hmm.
And they're taking so much heat. And I just don't understand how people can be so unkind and not compassionate and not understanding to what these people continually go through. And now, we hear we're going to tear the house down. Merry Christmas. 3 days after Christmas, we're going to tear the house down. So if you don't like it, it is what it is. But it's not okay. Because in my mind, it's the university is saying, okay, we care about the way we look. Rush week, we need our students. This is our bread and butter for the town. But what about those kids lost? Those parents never get them back. Those families never get to spend holidays again. And tearing that house down without going to trial is just like a kick to somebody when they're down. And I believe if Mr. Green, it was one of his children that had died in that house, you better believe we wouldn't be touching it. So it baffles me. I mean, there's got to be something we can do. I'm ready to walk my ass to Idaho and chain myself to that house, because if this comes up later on down the road and it's the determining factor if the defendant is found innocent or guilty,
Mm-hmm.
It allows the other side to contest it,
Right.
appeal it. And then what? It's dragged on for more. I mean, it's leaving that house is protecting the integrity of the case, period, in my opinion.
I don't understand why they're pushing for that, like, honestly. And I think it would be common courtesy if the college got a hold of those parents, each one of them, and said, hey, we're aiming for this date. We think it should be tore down in this date. What do you think? I think that would be the common courtesy thing to do, is to reach out to each family member and get their thoughts on it. But it seems like they don't even care, in my opinion.
Right. And
they don't give a F, in my opinion. And it's like, why is protecting the reputation of your town more important than the transparency and justice that these victims deserve, whether it was Koberger, whether it was whoever, right? Let's take Koberger out the picture. In general, this house coming down is completely wrong. If just take Koberger out the picture and just think about the house being demolished, it just doesn't make any sense, period.
It doesn't. And to build whatever they're going to do, I mean, they can't erase what happened there. They can't. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's like they're saying, oh, well, it's time to move on. They're gone. We grieved. We gave you time. No, that's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay for any member of those families. And I get that not all the families agree, I definitely believe that everyone is entitled to their opinion, and those families, they're going to see it different ways. But the bottom line is if this was another case, just like the Murdoch case. I mean, it wasn't the house, but we don't know all the evidence they have. They don't have to tell us. I'm sure they have boatloads. Look at Murdoch. He was convicted on his own phone call, Snapchat. That Snapchat video caught him in the ass, and nobody saw it coming. It was like, whoa, where did it come from? They did it because they didn't have to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just personally feel like, I don't know, people need to do better. I mean, I just feel like people need to do better, have more compassion, and put themselves in these families' shoes and think about how you would feel and how you would react, because none of us know. None of us. And I don't think any of us are in a position to judge these people. And it's heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. I can't imagine the stress of every day, what's going to pop up on the news and what's going to happen in the case. And, you know, it's just, I want justice for those victims. I want justice for that family. And whatever that justice is, innocent guilt, I don't care if people, you know, have their speculations or theories. That's fine. And that's understandable. But I don't know. It's just a sad, and it's Christmas. It's Christmas, T-REV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, right. It's Christmas, and then here, you know, Merry Christmas. We're tearing this house down.
Yeah, it's
feel
like
this.
it's like a big fuck you sandwich. Here you go.
I mean, what about the coincidence of the FBI, or was they went in there on Halloween? You know what I mean? It's just
right.
And
they're gonna
now Christmas. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Right, like ruining every holiday for these people, and if all these people keep returning to do all of, you know, these different technology things, what happens when the house is gone? What if, you know, I don't understand why if they still keep going in, they're going to tear it down. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. And if I was rich, millions of dollars, I would totally buy that house and I would gift it to the family at this point, because I mean, it's just got to stop. It needs to stay. It's going to bite everybody in the ass. It is. And it's a big fat fuck you sandwich. Here you go. Move on. And I think that's disrespectful. It's the holidays. I mean, that's what Christmas is about, right? Doing things for others, making them feel like they matter. And I just feel like you and I, they only care about their own selves, and the town cares about the bread and butter, you know?
Right.
But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just like babbling. But
yeah, but I mean, a lot of people are going wild over this.
It's just frustrating, you know? Like, again, he's in jail, so they have enough to have him in jail. They didn't just pick him up and say, okay, we're going to throw you in this hole because you did nothing wrong. It doesn't work like that. They have to have probable cause. You know, he was indicted. They have enough to at least proceed with this trial. So, and I feel like an innocent man wouldn't sit behind bars without fighting back. And I don't feel like his team is really fighting. I feel like they're stalling. But that's just my opinion. Love you, boss.
I appreciate
Hope you're well.
It's true. It's like I said, it's crazy. I don't know. I'm expecting them to possibly be able to stop that from being demolished. I mean,
well, I would think that the government could step in at some point. Judge, the government, the governor, the federal government. So, I mean, there's so many entities that could step up and say, no, we need to. I mean, they paid to have this house boarded up, fenced in, guarded 24 hours a day for, you know, the last year. But they're so quick to tear it down. This is like, what, the third time they've tried to tear it down? Second, at least. I mean, it has value. It has evidential value.
Right.
And regardless, like I said, either the defense or the prosecution, it could come into play. And then what? I mean, you don't feel it like walking in a house like that, you're going to feel things. You're going to see things. You're going to see where the couch was, where the refrigerator was. You'll be able to say, oh, that's the bag where Xana's food was in. You know, all of these things. So, but anyway, tell Athena I said I hope she feels better. Happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to her. Happy birthday, bitch. Happy birthday to you.
I appreciate that. What is true. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you being a voice in the community and, you know, expressing the frustrations, because there's a lot. There's a lot. The emails are flowing in. People are speaking. They, you know, and especially after hearing this interview, like when you hear this interview and you hear Steve say, I've seen leaked footage that they probably haven't seen, talking about, you know, Ethan's mom, when he specifically was mentioned into that. I've seen footage that they probably haven't seen, leaked footage. And how are they going to, you know, how are people going to explain him being parked in these different locations for a certain amount of time? Now, like I said, when he said that, it's like, okay, all right, there's a camera right there. There's a camera in that area that's capturing, you know, a vehicle parking, and they're able to clearly see that it's their suspect vehicle. You know, the way that he's saying it, allegedly speculating. I don't know that to be true, but in general, you just going based off what he said right here in this interview, that's the vibes that I'm catching.
Right. Well, the other thing, I said this in Discord earlier, that, you know, if I was living in a house with 6 different girls with, you know, people coming and going all the time, I would have a camera to watch my room. You know, I'd want to know if somebody was sneaking in my room, touching my stuff, whether it be the roommates, a guest, a visitor, you know, anybody. So who's to say that there weren't cameras in their data? You don't have the actual footage of it going down. I mean, we don't know that. Possible, I suppose. But
yeah.
All right, boss. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
If I don't talk to you before then, love you, family.
Love you
Everybody
back.
be safe.
Love you back. What is true. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in again and being a voice in the community. Lock your door, stay safe, and I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, bye.
All right, thank you. What is true. What is true. I appreciate her. Again, 219-885-9693. I'll take a couple more before I get off. I'll take a couple more phone calls. I know people have stuff to say. We'll see who calls in. But again, like I said in this interview right here, is just probably one of them ones where, you know, with him, with Steve speaking out like that, that shows me, you know, he wants justice for Kaylee, period. And we all knew that. He keeps in the way. So shout out to Steve, man. I think he needs that support from the community. 413, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, brother? You got an echo in the background.
Let me turn my TV down.
My brother, I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. I've been watching this case since its beginning.
Yes, sir.
And I want to know why everybody thinks he's guilty. They got all the evidence. And they got all the footage. But nobody's looking outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the cops do dirty things. They don't
if you're listening
people.
to yourself, you're probably about 10 to 15 seconds, maybe even 20 seconds behind. So if you're here like on the TV, me and you are ahead. So if you know what I mean, like if you talk and listen and you're listening to yourself, it's gonna be super long pauses. I want you to be able to get out your thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm listening to myself. I've been watching it. I've been watching all the videos too that everybody's put out.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
But I'm just saying, everybody thinks he's guilty. Everybody thinks this and that, but nobody's been watching what's going on, you know, behind everything.
Fill us in.
I'd
love to hear your thoughts, brother, for sure.
even yourself, you know, you already got him guilty.
Yeah, I absolutely do think they're on to the right guy. Now, as
But
far as guilty, show me, like I said, when it comes to, I think they have the right guy as of now. But when we step into that courtroom and things start to come out, you never know. This case is so gagged that we only know what's released to us, right? So when I take
right, well,
all of what has been released to us, I think they're on the right guy.
I don't, because they planted I think they planted the knife shield there. You know, the cops did. I think the cops planted the knife shield there because when it first started out, he was looking for a knife from somebody, and he never got one. And there was two other guys involved with that too. If you kind of look at that picture. Okay, and then if you look at it from another point of view, from the guys that was pulled up in the parking lot where they showed the fence line that you was talking about way back when.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there was a guy that walked out of them. When the car pulled up, there was 4 people who walked out of that car, got out of that car, right? And one of them walked up first, and then he went from the doorway to the side of the building. Then they showed him walking down from the side of the building down the walkway, down the streetway, and he had a white jacket, black pants, and he walked behind that fence line down to the side of the building over there where they were. I guess y'all didn't see that either.
So we didn't see what now? We didn't see the camera of who walking where?
The guy walking from the side of the building where them 4 people got out of the car.
4 people got out of a car where at?
Where the fence line was you showing?
So 4.
You know
I'm trying to think.
You know the car driving up where you showing that fence line.
Oh, Linda Lane footage. I don't see 4 people there in a vehicle. I see one gut person that
at night. If you go to Jeff H's footage there, you'll see 4 people get out of a vehicle. One of them's got black pants on with a white jacket. He's the first dude that gets out of the car. He walks up to a door, acts like he's going in, and he goes to the side of the door and goes down. And then you see him walking on the side of the walkway where the car, after the car leaves, you see him walking down the pathway, the street thing, and go behind that fence that you're talking about and go over to where them people got killed at. I'm telling you, this case is all messed up. They set that dude up. I'm telling you.
So 4 people.
And as far as Ethan got beat up, he got beat up in that alleyway between the house and the apartments.
There's a path that goes straight to sign. What? That goes straight to signs. What? Psi Sigma Chi? Is that what he's talking about? I'm not sure, Stacy. There's a path that goes straight to Sigma Chi. Is that what he's talking about? I have no idea. I think he's actually talking about the Linda Lane footage and 4 people in a vehicle. That's the
Go to Jeff H and you'll see what I'm talking about. Go to Jeff H and there's a car that pulls up, a little red car that pulls up.
I've seen everything Jeff H has. I mean everything. So I'm just a little bit confused.
And if you look to the side of the building when the car pulls out, when he pulls out, goes that way, after he leaves, the car leaves, you'll see the guy walking by.
I'm gonna find it and check it out. So what you're talking about, because I'm not saying you're wrong. Right? I'm gonna go find it. Which video is it?
Jeff H. I guess it's his first video. I'm not sure.
But it shows the first video he made on his channel, or what?
It's where the car parks, where you see the camera park looking at the dark fence, looking out that way, looking at where the cars all parked.
Now, is it like a smaller? Is it a smaller video, like a shorter video?
Yeah, I guess it's a shorter video. I'm not sure.
Okay, so I'm looking at a few of them now. Mystery Man at Linda Lane dumpster making the rounds again. You got let's go down here a little bit more. I'm trying to see here. White car drives by. KTVB reporter. We definitely check that out too here. I see the grub truck. I see Linda Lane footage in different mode. I see the Linda Lane CCTV camera. I'm not seeing that video. Jeff, if you know what video he's talking about, let me know.
I think it's the first one where it's got the 3 something on it.
Yeah, definitely let me know what you're talking about, because I'd definitely love to pull it up right now so we can kind of see what's, because I want to get it right. I want to know what you're talking about, especially with 4 people in a vehicle. I would definitely.
Yeah, it's a little. I think it's a 4Runner.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. I just don't see it on Jeff. What video is that? A Ford Runner. Okay, so it would be the 4 to 5 a.m.
It's got 3 guys and a girl getting out of the vehicle.
3 guys and a girl getting out of a vehicle. Jeff, is it ringing a bell? I know Jeff's in here. Yeah, please do that. Text it. Go ahead. Text it right now. Text it over. We'll pull it up right now. I'm curious about what he's talking about. I want to see this. I didn't see 4 guys though. Yeah, that's confusion setting in. All right, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
3 guys and a girl getting out of that vehicle.
Okay, we're gonna look at it. I think he's sending it over now, so I'm waiting to look at it. I'm gonna pull it up because I want to see what you're talking about. Maybe I have seen it, but I don't remember 3 guys and 1 girl. What's going on, Kane Scarlett? Welcome, Mike Jetson, Gene, Amy Flat. What's going on? Well, I finally caught alive. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because I've been looking at all these videos that everybody's been putting out there, and half of them look true and half of them don't.
Okay, I'm looking right here. I'm just waiting for that video to come through. It should be any minute. Okay, so all right, I see exactly which one. All right, he sent it. All right, I'm gonna find that one on your page right now. Now that I know the title, we can pull this video up on the screen. So it's gonna be the 12:27 a.m. to 12:29 a.m.
At first, I thought I was seeing shit, but and then I closely looked at it. I played it back 3 or 4 times, and I saw the guy walking by. And then he shot across the parking lot, and then you could see him go over towards the building. I was like, what the fuck?
Here it is right here. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah. If you look over to if you're looking at your screen, you look to your right-hand side, you'll see the car go that way, and then you'll see him. Yeah, that's it. Now, what's the guy, when a guy gets out of the car, the first guy, what?
Oh, yeah, I've seen, by the way, I have seen this footage. Now I know what you're talking about. I've seen this footage.
What has he got on? White pants, white coat. He don't want you to see his face, but he's got black shoes on. Now, if you can see him, he'll go to your right. See him go that way, but he's not going upstairs.
I don't know, man. I've seen 4 people going into to look like they're home.
He's not going upstairs.
Like 4 people going in their home to me.
Keep playing it. Keep playing it.
Let me play it though. I'm gonna play it. Okay, so now that I have seen this. I do know what you're talking about now. I'm glad. Like that's why I wanted to actually see the footage again. I have seen this part multiple times. Let me see. This one's for the children. Stop it. Yeah, right. Smoke them if you see them.
Now that's 12:27, right?
Yes, it says 12:27, between 12:27 and 12:29.
And they're saying the murders happened at what time?
They are saying it happened between 4 and 4:23.
Well, it didn't. I'm telling you now.
4:23. His vehicle was seen speeding out of the location allegedly at, what was it, 4:22 or 4:23 on the PCA? Thank you, Jackie Young. Welcome as one. Thank you for the 12 months too. I appreciate it. As one divided, we fall. So I mean, I'm watching this video now. I don't. So you think that these people are involved? Allegedly?
I do so. I do so.
Okay.
I think that guy right there, because I think he's the one that gets in that SUV down at the bottom of this park that gets and leaves.
All right, so I'm watching this SUV. It's backing up. Oh, it's just turning around, going the other way, about to leave. So this vehicle dropped off 4 people.
Yep, and 3 of them go upstairs, and one of them goes down behind the parked cars right there where the camera can't see.
So you're saying one of these guys goes behind this parked car. Let's see. So you got this. I'm looking at it again. I see the one person walk up first right here. There's one. And then you got 2, 3, 4. There's a girl here. These 2 guys. This guy's going somewhere. These 2.
Yeah, that guy right there in front. He don't want you to see his face. Why not?
They're all going to the same location to me. That's what I see.
Yeah, everybody sees that, but he's not. I'm telling you.
It looks like they're going to the same location. And this, if we want to go based off of where this footage is, I'm sure you've seen JLR's footage where he actually went to this location.
That's the same place where you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that runs back. See that left-hand side where you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Where the car backs up to?
Yes.
That's where King Road is going over there. That's a building over there.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I know that at this area.
Okay, that's all you got to do is go to your right, go down the path, and then cut across behind that fence right there, and you're right at King Road.
Mm-hmm.
Or Queen apartment building.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. The
vehicle, you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but the vehicle doesn't match what they've seen. So it's just hard to, you know what I mean?
Well, everybody's got their opinion, but what I'm saying, I seen a guy walk down that side over here. If you play more of them videos right there, you'll see the guy walking on the side down there. You'll see his leg.
Like
his
about
legs
this
in
apartment in the left corner, right? Where this vehicle's pulling up, you see a person over here at these apartments right here.
Not where the car's pulling up, on the other side.
That's where I've seen somebody, like standing over here to the left.
Yeah, I've seen somebody there too, but you go on the other side, you'll see him walking down.
He was covering his face. He was covering his face.
But you go on the other side, you'll see him walking down that way.
She said he was covering his face. Let me see. It looks like no. He's on the phone.
No, he ain't. Watch. He's covering his face.
It looks like he has something to his
face. He pulled his hat down, covering his face.
Let me see. To me, it looks like he's on the phone looking down. He's holding something to his ear like this.
Yeah, he's holding his hat down so you can't see his face. He's got a hat on.
No, I can see the hat, but he's holding the phone. If you look at him, it looks like he's on the phone with somebody. Like at that angle, it looks like he had a phone up to his ear. Can you open the door? I'm home. I don't know. It looked like it looks like he's on the phone to me.
He ain't got a phone in his hand, because when he got out of the car, he didn't have a phone in his hand.
No, I'm saying the first guy that walks up, it looks like he's on the phone.
That's what I'm talking about. He didn't have a phone in his hand when he got out of the car.
I can't even tell enough to even be able to say that. It's so blurry. You know what I mean? It's so blurry that I can't even really make that opinion on. It does look like he has a phone to his ear, though. I don't think he's covering his face. All right, so when he walks across, he lifts up. As soon as he walks across, he did this.
But what I'm saying, if you let it play out, to the end, if you go to the right-hand side, you'll see somebody walking down that way. That's the problem. Y'all don't let it play out to the end and watch the whole thing. Y'all just watch the part where you see somebody over there.
Sir, you do know we watched all these videos live, like multiple times, way before this, right? Like multiple times. We've watched it from start to finish and listened and everything. He's on the phone. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The first guy is on the phone, in my opinion. That's he definitely lifted his hand up like this, made a phone call.
But what I'm saying over here on the right hand side, see where the truck is right here and the other car is? Right there where they go out that parking lot, there's somebody walking down that way. And they cut across that way to go over there towards that house.
That does not mean he killed anyone, Daniel Johnson says. Yeah, no, I get it. That's a fact. Now, I don't know what this is. I know it's at 12:28 a.m. That would be that's before. Okay, so let's break it down. We're looking at the time, 12:28 a.m. They're still at the corner club.
Yeah.
They're at the corner club, kicking it right now.
Yeah,
They're not even at the food truck yet. Right?
No, they're not at the food truck right now. But what I'm saying is, before all this happened,
no, I'm saying they're at the corner club at 12:28 this night, right here. They're not at the food truck yet, but they're about to be.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, all this happened. They're trying to get to Ethan because you hear them talking about Ethan.
Yeah.
These guys are getting to Ethan.
Oh,
they want to be Ethan's
they're
ass.
talking about Ethan on here?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't hear that. That's crazy. Talking about Ethan. What's the timestamp where they're talking about Ethan at? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember what timestamp it was, but I remember they talking about Ethan on this.
I don't remember that. That's crazy. Did you hear that before, Jeff? That they were talking about Ethan and that? I'm curious if he heard it because I know he's went through all the audio too, just like we all have. You can see them in a rear car mirror going door. Missy J says they probably going to wherever their car is parked or home. That's how I feel.
No, they ain't going home because the dude jumped over the fence or jumped over the thing over there by the wall.
The killings,
and then he run back and got in that. Then he run back and got in that 4-wheel thing that made all the screechy noise with the brakes and shit.
Yeah. Well,
I know, but I seen what I seen.
If you
I heard what I heard.
I'm not saying you don't because you were right about this video here that I didn't remember, which I've seen before. So if you can find that Ethan clip where they're talking about Ethan or timestamp or anything, please send that over. I'd love to analyze it more, So if you find it, if you come across it, send it to me. Or if anybody in chat knows about anyone talking about Ethan on camera, send that to me. I want to hear it. Because this is the first time I've heard that. Seriously.
There's a lot of people talking about Ethan. Even when you go to the grub truck, things, they're talking about Ethan getting his ass beat and what's her name? Zana or whatever her name is. And those videos. Damn. When they have the fight, they're looking at all that shit. They're watching it all. You can hear them talking about that. And that's right after Maddie and Katie left the thing and they got back to where they was going. They watched it all on the videos right there at the grub truck, and they was talking about Ethan and them getting their ass whooped.
Can somebody clip these? I mean, because I've sat and listened to the food truck for hours, audio with headphones on. I've never heard them speak about Ethan getting his ass beat or anything within that manner. I've never heard that. But if anybody does have that clip or anything like that, please send it. Definitely. And I appreciate you calling in, brother, with your concern. If you find it, please send it to me. I want to hear that. I've never heard it personally with my own ears. Never, not one time. But I appreciate you calling in, my brother. God bless you. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And
I mean, I don't have no disrespect for the families or nothing like that, but I'm just saying. Everybody's got to listen to everything.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you calling in and expressing your concerns, my brother. God, like I said, God bless you. Lock your doors, stay safe, and have a good holiday, my friend.
Yep, you too, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for calling in. 219-885-9693. Manufactured audio. Wow. I really want to understand what he was talking about because I really have sat and listened to all those audio. Heard anything like that. What's going on? You are live, Jeff H.
Hey, T-REV, how you doing?
What's going on? Have you
Did
now pertaining to what he just said about the whole Ethan being talked about in footage? I've never heard any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some people on other YouTube channels say they're hearing things that I don't hear, and that's one of them. I don't hear anything of that sort. I'm not going to say that I have perfect ears, but I think sometimes now with the 4 people getting out of the car, here's what I see happening and what I hear happening. The 4 get out of the car. The first guy, I think, gets on the phone with the woman that you hear her voice later. I think you hear her coming down the stairs inside the building. I don't know if it's the guy's mom or it's a girlfriend. She sounds a little pissed because she comes down and she says, "What's going on?" And you see him walk up to the parking. It's a no parking sign that's mounted on that wall. I think it's only mounted at the top upper corners because he grabs the bottom of it and slams it against the wall like he's pissed. And then you hear the other guy saying, "I don't want to be that guy," but he says something to the effect of, "We told," I think, I don't know who the name was, told her not to park there, So the scenario I think that's really happened is I think they all went out to a bar. They told their friend, "Be careful where you park." The friend got towed, or, maybe this guy that slams the sign around was in a situation like I've been in, where my dumbass friend parked where they shouldn't have parked. And then I had to pay to get the car out of the impound lot. So I'd be pissed too. I'd be slamming a no parking sign. And then if my girlfriend came down and said, "What happened?" Probably they got into the building and he said, "Look, we told her not to park there." And the girlfriend's probably like, "So what? Now how much did you pay?" "What? $500? What are we going to do? We don't got money like that." So that's the scenario I think that's going on there. And like you said, T, this at 12:30. At 12:30, they're still at the corner club. They're still alive. This is, I really think, I don't know why this little clip of footage was even released to the public, other than to show maybe that, just to prove that the sound or something is connected with the visuals that you see, because you got 4 hours worth of footage, or at least I do. I know there's more footage out there. What's that guy's name? Get a Clue. I've seen on when he pulls up his window that shows his hard drive files. I see he's got a 7 a.m. clip from the next morning. I'd love to get my hands on that, but I don't know where he got it.
What was your thoughts on that? What you just heard from Steve here dropping that? When I was on JLR's last night, I said, "Man, I know, I have a feeling Steve's going to come out." And boom,
yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if he's talking about footage that we've seen. It sure feels like he's talking about something different. Maybe only he's seen.
Well, you got to think about it. It has to be, because what on the Linda Lane footage, we didn't see we didn't see no vehicle park. Correct?
Yeah. What was his exact words though? Because I know he was
they're gonna have to explain. He's gonna have to explain why he parked and was in these certain locations for a certain.
Yeah, it was. I know he was talking about, like, he wanted the benefit of the house to be there so the jury could stand to see the same view that the killer would see. Now, I don't know if that's misconstrued a little bit. Maybe he made it sound like he sees the killer there, and you're watching what the killer is looking at. But I don't know. I would have to listen to it again. But I do think, like, remember you had a show a while back where you were analyzing what Christy was saying about the 156. And I remember I think we're a little bit different opinion. I was feeling like she saw the car drive by the camera at 156, but you could interpret what she said as she saw them actually, like, go in the door of the house. Right. So I really still lean towards what she meant was that I saw the car that they were in drive past that 1112 King Road house with the light bulb camera. And that's, she kind of painted the rest of the picture in her mind. She saw the car drive by. She knows the house next door. She knows they're getting out of the car. They're going in. So I don't know if when she verbalized it, it could sound like she saw them go in the door, but maybe what she meant is that light bulb camera showed the car go by. It's going in obviously the right direction. It's 156. Makes sense. The timing. You know, they left the grub truck, you know, what, maybe 10 minutes or less before that.
My thing is, you know, in this particular footage with Steve G, he says specifically, you know, I've seen some leaked footage that, you know, probably they haven't seen. Talking about, you know, Stacy. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, and then he talked about he's gonna have to explain, or you know, why he parked in these locations for a certain amount of time and what he was looking at. So when he said that, it's like, okay, there's definitely another camera somewhere that has something. There's definitely something else, because it ain't the Linda Lane footage. It's not, you know, we didn't see him park on that Linda Lane footage. The closest we seen to a vehicle parking on that Linda Lane footage was the vehicle that pulled in at that pulled in and backed out.
423.
That's it. No. The actual vehicle that pulled in and backed out. The
405. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing he might be referring to, because if he is just referring to the light bulb camera, I always think of that light bulb camera as like the watchman for that neighborhood, because it's going to see who goes in, who goes out. It's a one-way in, one-way out neighborhood. It's a dead end. It's like a big old cul-de-sac. That camera not only shows you when you come in, when you go out, it shows you how long you stay in until you go back out. So my gut, I mean, we're not placing bets or anything here, but I see on the Linda Lane camera, you see him go by that camera 5 times, right? I have a feeling the first 4 times you see on the light bulb camera, he kind of goes in, kind of goes out at some point. But on that 5th time, he goes in and he stays a while, because he's going in at 407 and he's not leaving until 421, when you can hear the car take off like a bat out of hell at 421. And so I think on that 5th pass, the Linda Lane camera is going to reveal to you, it's like, you stayed a little bit longer on that 5th time you went in. Why is that? And when you went in on the 5th time, you drove past the Linda Lane camera a whole lot faster than all the rest of the times. Why were you in a hurry on that 5th time? What kind of adrenaline was going through you? What decision had you made to do that you've been ruminating on and thinking about for a long time? That kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm kind of leaning toward. Because you know, in comparing the engine sounds of the 5 times it passes, it's kind of hard on some of the first couple, because he's kind of creeping. He's barely got his foot on the gas. I think it's a little difficult to verify for certain it's the exact same engine. But I think there's enough there to make me think, yes, it is the same engine. And it really helps on the 5th pass when he hits the gas hard. It's very similar. If you listen to the engine on the 5th pass when he's hitting the gas hard, you compare it to when he kicks it into reverse on the 4th pass, because he's doing that little U-turn there. You can hear that engine has a kind of a throaty sounding muffler that's kind of unique. It almost, I've seen people in comments that people have left on my videos, where they're like, man, it sounds like an aftermarket muffler or something on the car. But now maybe it's just that's the way an Elantra sounds. That's why I should have listened closely. I've got a friend of mine who's got a 2016 Elantra, and I recorded him slamming his trunk, because I'm convinced at 42101 I hear the trunk slam shut from the Linda Lane camera, and I compared, and they sound the same to me. But damn it, if I didn't have him run his engine and record the engine, like kicking it into reverse and doing a U-turn. Well, I might be going over there tonight. If I see him tonight, I'm going to say, hey, we got to go out on the street and do a little recording with your Elantra, if you don't mind.
Man,
it's white too. It's weird, man.
When you talk about the last one where he goes, if it is him, he goes by, he definitely picked up speed, and there was an urgency. And the way that you put together that one video where it shows the vehicle coming around and it you know, like a park, like he would park behind the tree or maybe on the side there to where you could get out and go in. But for some reason now, I don't know. Like, I don't know why I'm thinking he went in more than one time. I'm thinking he went in twice and slipped in there.
I got to tell you, I know
that's about the evidence, right? They think about when I say that, they're like, oh, well, that's 2 times. That's evidence. I think he went in twice, regardless.
I gotta say this. I agree with you, like on almost everything except this going in twice part.
This is cool. New to me.
This is cool. You got me thinking though.
It's a new speculation by me too, like of him going in twice, because people are like, well, the 8 minutes doesn't make sense. Well, to be honest with you, he was around there before Ford and that little time frame that they're talking about. He was around there before that time frame that they were talking about. How do they not know if he was driving around with his seats covered, etc., and made entry to that house more than one time during that whole entire time? Now, you sent me of the 5 passes, which is 331, 339, or 341, maybe something in there, and then it goes up, right? And there's gaps in between those times. So he's specifically out there already. What is to say he didn't stop and go in one time, realized that sheath was left there, and tried to slip right back in that bitch to get the sheath, right? He wanted to go back and to get the sheath because he realized he lost it and ran into another issue. And that's why it ended up being 4 instead of the targeted 1 or 2 that he had on his mind, allegedly. Now, I'm just speculating totally 100%, but I'm starting to think that because
I totally see why you could draw that conclusion, because he is around there. I think though, if we had the benefit of the light bulb camera, we might see that might answer the question a little bit for us, because we might see like, wow, the first pass by the Linda Lane camera, and then you went out, you didn't stick around at all, or the second time, or the third, or the fourth. But on the 5th, you were there for a good 14 minutes or so. Well, what is it? 407 and a half to 421. That's like, man, I suck at math.
That, a good 13
so maybe 408 to 421 is
like a good 13, 14 minutes.
12, 13, 14. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so around there. So, then
12 to be.
So that would answer the question. But like, say he went on the second time, the second pass, he went in and he did stay in there for a good 5 or 6 minutes. Who knows? But I really think though that this was like, that 5th pass, he's got a lot of adrenaline, driving fast, has to release that adrenaline somewhere, goes in, does it, gets out, and then doesn't want to go anywhere near there, maybe until the next morning. He's just, the curiosity is just killing him. He's like, I got to see, just kind of like the way arsonists do, they got to see their work. But I don't know. I don't think if the knife sheath was that important to him, I really think he would have taken the time to really look for it right after it was gone. Because I know he certainly knew, at least if my theory is correct, where he started with Maddie, Kaylee came in to try and stop him, then he struggled with Maddie, which I think was the cause of dropping the sheath. And I'm thinking he thought he dropped it. It went under the bed. It could be anywhere. Should I turn the light on and look for it in this dark house, or should I keep this room very dark as it is and just get out of here?
Well, and another thing is, what if, because I'm speculating 100%, but what if those the calls to Jack were from them, right? Saying, and they'd seen something out the window or felt like something was weird or heard something or whatever. Who's to say that those phone calls to Jack that many times were scared?
Yeah. Or like somebody throwing rocks up at the window, Jack, what's going on? Is that you messing around with us? Or, who knows? Yeah. Something could have, it could either, those calls to Jack could be something or completely nothing. You just don't know. But I mean, they also did kind of lend to a theory I was thinking of, where he didn't answer the phone for that many times. Was there a possibility that they took Murphy out for a walk and went down that way, just see if Jack's lights are on? And it was in that time that they forgot to lock the door when they came back.
Mm-hmm.
How the killer knew that sliding glass door was unlocked is something I'm curious about. But I have the same.
Yeah, it's because they've been there before.
Well, but I think too, it's the same sliding glass door that I have, and from the outside you can see the lever. If it's up, I can't remember which it is now. One way is locked, one way is unlocked. And if he's gone by there 12 times with binoculars and looks at the door, locked, unlocked, locked. Okay. And he kind of gets a sense of it, and who knows, maybe in those 11 other times that were around, this time of night that he was apparently was, or allegedly was there. Who knows? He did. Maybe he planned to do something like this then, but it's like, sliding glass door is locked. Not today. Not today. It's gonna have to be another day.
And we also got to keep in mind, like, don't be surprised if we see some shit that just blows your mind out of the water, and you're like, damn. There's just no denying that. Don't be surprised when something comes up like that. I want to tell people that because it happens a lot in these cases. You hear about things, and then as soon as it gets in the courtroom, the most gruesome details come out, and you hear stuff that you haven't heard, right? And I don't know. This case, I feel like there's going to be some jaw-dropping moments inside of that courtroom during this trial, if it goes to trial. Now, people are starting to say, well, I think he'll plead out. I don't think he'll plead out. I think he's going to fight. I think he's going to fight.
I think he thinks he's very, very smart when it comes to things like this. I mean, I interpret that little thing he wrote to the Pullman police when he was trying to get hired there. My interpretation of what he said, how he hopes he could help with solving crimes. Doesn't that kind of sound a little bit like overconfident and arrogant and like, hey, you in this little small podunk town, you know what you need is me. I can help you solve these crimes. And then when you don't get hired by somebody like that, is there any part of you that says, dude, I know how to solve these crimes. You better believe I know how to commit these crimes and get away with it too. I mean, I've got a professor that wrote the book about BTK, and look at how many he got away with. I've studied this. But I'm telling you, the thing that lately for me is convincing is that Ted Bundy used like a club or a piece of wood to knock his victims out and then strangle them. And if there's a chance that he studied Ted Bundy's methods, I mean, Ted Bundy also went into a sorority and did the same kind of thing. He strangled them. He didn't use a knife. But if the knocking out part of it was a component that he borrowed from Ted Bundy's book, it makes total sense to me that you would use the butt end of that knife first to knock them out, and then do what you're going to do to end their lives. And then you get out of there and you're like amazed that nobody heard a thing, because that's the way you did it. I even heard somebody that's very much well, you know who he is, Willie.
Yeah.
I heard he's very much thinks, BK is innocent. But I even heard him say, now, if they told me that they were drugged first and then killed, I would believe it. And I'm thinking to myself, well, being knocked unconscious is similar to being drugged, right? So, consider that, Willie.
Yeah, and also consider consider the K-bar and what your body's gonna react to when that goes in you. And I don't want to make you think about that, but you have to. Talking. Oh, I would believe that if they were drugged first. Well, first of all, if somebody's laying down and somebody comes in with a K-bar, they got the advantage on you if they go straight for you. So, I mean, you're immediately probably going to go straight into shock once a blade like a K, or once a knife like a K-bar is entering your flesh. You're going to go into shock. You know what I mean? Like right away. Are you kidding?
Although there's a guy that's got a video out that I saw that he was describing, how to fight off a knife attack, or he's talking about knife attacks. Basically, he was saying a lot of people don't know that they've been stabbed until like much later because it happens so fast and it goes in. There was a guy, I guess, that got stabbed. He ran around the corner, got in his car, and he looked down and he saw he was bleeding. It's like, whoa, I didn't even know I was stabbed. So that's what leads me to believe that oh yeah, I better shut up. I've been talking too much. My wife tells me I run my mouth too much. But if you
sorry, brother.
Don't, yeah, let me I'll give you enough.
Yeah, you got that, man. Dude, I don't know what it is. This case is just I don't know, man. One day, I can't. This case, I wake up. Like I said, I've said this once before. I wake up every day. I think about it immediately as soon as I open my eyes. It's absolute. That's just the facts about it. And even when I'm working on other cases, I still think about it because it's like it's everything that's going on within this case, the gag order, and you got a lot of conspiracies out there, and I feel like that gag order is leaving that open. We know the gag order is causing a lot of conspiracies because people don't know what they have in their stuff that's sealed. So people are, of course, going to be like, yeah, they're hiding shit because it's all sealed up. But in reality, it's sealed for a reason.
You could see a guy sitting in a corner, not making any noise, not talking, just looking at you, and two different people are going to think that guy's a weirdo, and the other guy's like, he looks kind. He looks like a friendly. There's no sound coming from him, so you got nothing to judge. It's just the same way animals judge. Is that a predator? Or is that a friend or a foe? You just don't know.
But the reason why I'm saying that, the reason why I said what I just said is because I really do think that they do have some decent evidence, and I feel like we also have already heard the rumors of evidence that they had.
Yeah,
ID,
I agree.
ID, etc., and people will drag that out. But if it, like I said, I'm going to be looking for that in the trial. I'm going to be looking for the ID to come out. I'm going to be looking for a connection there. I'm going to be looking for all those different things. We'll see, though. We'll see. It's the mysterious thought of what's going to happen when it comes. To me, that's killing me. It's like, what's going to happen when it gets in this courtroom? If this house is gone, I feel like it's a win for the defense. They got to keep this house as the biggest piece of evidence. What else can I say?
Yeah, I hope your efforts, cause them to think about it and not tear it down. But let me get off of here so somebody else can get on. I don't mean to hog the time. All right, take care, T.
All right, brother. Later, man. Jeff for calling in. God bless. Lock your doors. Stay safe. You know the drill. 219-885-9693. Pullman or Moscow had to honor the 6-month internship, probably unpaid, but it was a requirement for BK's degree. I see you. Real and done. Hold on. What is that? Real and undisclosable. Okay, real and undisclosable. Real and undisclosable. Janae says, I just want to know why the roommates waited so long to call for help after hearing what they heard and saw. Sigh. Now, yeah, I can't argue with that. I gotta respect that opinion because according to what I've read, there's nothing out there and I'm thinking hard because there's really nothing out there that shows Bethany made any statements besides the material witness being listed as a material witness. That's me. That's my opinion, because the defense wanted to talk to her and she's listed as a material witness. And what is a material witness? A material witness is somebody that can impact the trial majorly. That's how I'm looking at it. Thank you, Senator. I appreciate it. Busy day just stopping in to show support. Thank you, brother. I appreciate everybody who's been showing support today. I told you guys I'd be on for a little bit. It's Athena's birthday, but I wanted to hop on with this coming out and talk to you guys and let people get some word out. But I will definitely be back on after I spend time with her, probably tomorrow night. But I do appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Thank you. Jeff, to hear your thoughts, man. Shot, Jeff, thank you for your insight. I love listening to both of you and T-REV. You both show respect. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rowan. Now, Angelica, welcome, Jeff. Gold Dust Woman, T-REV, hello. Love you in the family chat. Jared says, Los Angeles County, another school shooting? What? LA County? Hi, T-REV, stopping in to show support. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for the support. Happy holidays to everybody, and I'll be seeing you soon. If you are a member, make sure you join the Discord. Come in, relax, chill. That's where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna go spend some time with the fiance. It is her birthday. Thank you guys for coming through. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one.
I count my blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All
side. You hold me down every day and it makes me strive. I wake up and look forward to doing these lives. A lot of y'all really came and opened up my eyes, and I hope I gave it back because it comes with yours. No matter what they say, I know I opened up them doors. I brought a family together even though shit was rough. They tried to shut us down, but we really shut them up. No matter what, we stand together when shit gets tough. I wanna thank everyone for showing me love. The Rev Gang family is something I cherish and love, and I'll smack anyone for fucking with us.
Blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you.
No one making a voice to the voiceless. People get killed for other stupid choices. Standing up for the families that took a loss is something that we find important. Rap gang strong, chest up. Little homie, keep your head up. You can be whatever you want. Get rid of the fake and it will lead up. All my life I strive for greatness. I'm manifesting my time with patience. People try to copy us, but respect is earned. It's not an obligation. I love the fam and they love me back, and that's why I always have the backs. I give a voice to those people who were never given a chance for them slimy cats. When you come here, you ain't a number to me. I really take time to read what I see. Don't forget to lock your doors, cause there's danger all up in these streets. Y'all really put life into the air that I breathe. I really am thankful for all of my peeps. Your loyalty means a lot to me, so this is a special thank you from me.
Blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I count my blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you.
It wouldn't be the same with none of y'all by my side. You hold me down every day and it makes me strive. I wake up and look forward to doing these lives. A lot of y'all really came and opened up my eyes, and I hope I gave it back because it comes with yours. No matter what they say, I know I opened up them doors. I brought a family together even though shit was rough. They tried to shut us down, but we really shut them up. No matter what, we stand together when shit gets tough. I wanna thank everyone for showing me love. The Rev Gang family is something I cherish and love, and I'll smack anyone for fucking with us.
Blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you.
No one making a voice to the voiceless. People get killed for other stupid choices. Standing up for the families that took a loss is something that we find important. Rap gang strong, chest up. Little homie, keep your head up. You can be whatever you want. Get rid of the fake and it will lead up. All my life I strive for greatness. I'm manifesting my time with patience. People try to copy us, but respect is earned. It's not an obligation. I love the fam and they love me back, and that's why I always have the backs. I give a voice to those people who were never given a chance for them slimy cats. But when you come here, you ain't a number to me. I really take time to read what I see. Don't forget to lock your doors, cause there's danger all up in these streets. Y'all really put life into the air that I breathe. I really am thankful for all of my peeps. Your loyalty means a lot to me, so this is a special thank you from me.
Blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You gotta stop doing this.
Look, all my life has been neglection, so now I pick up the pen and use it as a weapon. Yeah, you can see that I'm affected. People getting killed for nothing but obsession. You need to look at your reflection and decide who you are. Stop acting disconnected. Got mothers killing kids. People kill to live. Well, I be on the mic, speaking how I live. Every day I wake up, it's another person that's dead, and YouTube has to solve it cause the law is filling kids. I'm disgusted at the evil in the end, and if you connect the dots, you'll see the vision in your head. Why do people die as victim to the streets? They wonder why I'm up all night and can't sleep. I'll be the voice for everyone who can't speak. L.E. failed Kylie and now Sammy is free. AWP did a good deed, and y'all be talking all that shit while they just do it for free. 16 days for 35 minutes. Y'all tried to throw them off and just wanna play the victim. Reaching out to YouTube channels for clout. I wouldn't check it. TV if I went in your house. And SF investigate, stay sending out the hate. Why you mad at Doug and Nick for finding Kylie in a lake? Make it make sense. You're a fake bitch. You were there for money and now you're mad over fake shit. And that's something I can't relate with. Zero emotion from the mom on the statements. All I seen was the devil in her eyes. Tony died, you're a fake. I can see it through your lies. Got Sammy on your stream like the FBI. You've been grooming little kids. I can see you holding skies. It get mail calling Ronnie up on the line. Why you lie to the people and say you gon' do it live? Santa May out here looking extra sus. Got an arrow on the ground pointing towards Kylie's truck. Then you wanna come and up church. I think your butt hurt. You tried to blame the man for your dog but couldn't find the dirt. I guess that's what they mean by the trucky way. If you step foot in the town you might die from foul play. And I don't know what to say, but I can feel it through my soul. She didn't drive in LA. So y'all can try to go convince somebody else, cause I'm not falling for that shit. The autopsy really smells.
See, let me explain what I'm talking about, man. And you know what I'm talking about. No water in the lungs. Y'all test for the weirdest shit. I guess it is the trucky way.
You gotta stop doing this.
I mean, I really guess it's the trucky way, man. Kylie Rodney needs justice.